What's the big deal about this surah? Why is it so important?
Well, it's really considered the foundation of Islamic prayer.
Right.
And it encapsulates a lot of key theological ideas, you know? I think the most important thing is that this surah basically encapsulates the essence of the entire Qur'an. So you'll find all these themes, like the oneness of God, seeking divine guidance, acknowledging our need for mercy. These are all found throughout the Qur'an, but it all starts here.
So it really sets the stage for everything else.
It lays the groundwork.
No, I think it's interesting that it's said to have been revealed in Mecca early in Prophet Muhammad's mission.
Yeah.
Why is that timing so significant?
Well, you have to think about it. This was during the formation of Islam. You know, the core theology was really being established.
Mm-hmm.
So Surah Al-Fatihah, emerging in this period, really emphasizes its fundamental importance within the faith.
Yeah.
And, you know, not just theologically, but also it was one of the first chapters memorized by Muslims. So that speaks to its immediate impact and central role, you know.
Now, the surah is composed of 7 verses, right?
Yes.
If you had to pick one, what would you say is like the most crucial verse?
You know, I would say the 5th verse is particularly powerful. It states, "You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help," which is a very clear and concise declaration of monotheism. And of course, that's the belief in one God.
The bedrock of Islam.
Yes, the bedrock of Islamic faith.
So it's not just acknowledging that there is a God, but it's focusing all of your worship
Yes.
and all of your reliance on him alone.
It's complete surrender and dependence on the divine. And it's interesting, you know, that this declaration comes right after the verse mentioning the day of judgment, which suggests that, you know, your actions in this life have consequences in the hereafter.
So it's like a reminder that you're accountable.
You're accountable for your choices.
And that relationship with God is the most important thing.
It's central to your existence, both in this life and the next.
But each of these verses holds meaning, and they all work together.
The sum is greater than its parts. So, for example, you know, the first 3 verses, those really establish God's attributes of mercy and compassion, setting this tone of hope and trust.
Oh, okay.
And then verses 4 and 5, they really emphasize our reliance on God and the importance of seeking his guidance, but also acknowledging our own human limitations.
And that leads into that 6th verse, which is a plea for guidance on the straight path. I think it's interesting that it doesn't say what that is.
Yeah, it's open to interpretation. So each individual can reflect on what that means for them.
Within their own life. Makes me think about how important it is to be intentional during prayer.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not just saying the words, but really engaging with it.
It's about engaging with the meaning and applying it to your life.